drummingforlife.com.
Hey there, it's Vaughn here at drummingforlife.com. Aloha, hope you're doing well. Today I want to share with you about the power of the paradiddle. Now, there's lots of videos out there about the paradiddle, but I want to kind of show you my take on it. And I use it extensively. I use it a lot. I use the basic paradiddle on a lot of things I do, and I get so much mileage. So the paradiddle, I believe, is like the perfect rudiment, and I'm going to share with you why I think that's the case. Before I get to that, make sure you subscribe, swish that like button, and leave a comment. I'd love to connect with you. I always respond to my comments. So basically, this is the deal. We've been talking about doubles here lately here at my YouTube channel, and the paradiddle is like the perfect rudiment in my opinion, because you've got a perfect combination of singles and doubles. So you've got this wonderful right, left kind of single pattern followed by a double, right, right. Then a left, right single pattern followed by a left, left. It is this beautiful thing that never lets you get tired. So if we do consistent singles, we can get tired. If we do consistent doubles, we can get tired, right? But if we do combinations, there's just something effortless about it that just doesn't allow us ever to get tired, because it's like that, it's a changing of your physical motion allows certain muscles to relax and certain muscles to tense and certain muscles to relax and certain muscles to tense. It's like kind of this balance, and I think it's beautiful. The other thing that's great about it is if you put an accent on the first note of a paradiddle, which is right. Again, let's just review paradiddle. I'm assuming you know what a paradiddle is, but let me make sure. I don't want to make an assumption. So we're doing a paradiddle. We're doing a right, left, right, right, and then a left, right, left, left. All right. Now the beautiful thing is if I can add an accent to that first note of each four-note grouping, it will pull me through the rest of the strokes, which is really beautiful. So if I play like this, all right, if I play like that, I'm getting that bounce is really pulling me through all of that kind of the extra notes. That first bounce is really taking me the distance, which is absolutely awesome. And one thing I forgot to mention is I cover all this in detail, great detail, at the Brushes Mastery course at jazzdrumschool.com. So I hope you'll go check that out as well. So what we want to do then is we want to kind of focus on that accent. Make sure we're trying to accent that first note. And I've talked about this in the previous video about how to get bounce out of the brushes and how to get good clean doubles. I'll put the link to that below for you. But basically it's the same kind of concept. We want to really try to get that bounce out of the brush and the drum. And we get that first bounce. See how it just kicks up there? It's like it's floating almost. Let me try this here. Try this angle over here. Okay. All right. I also go into a lot of detail about the technique of traditional grip and how to use your fingers and things like that in the Brushes Mastery course. For right now, I just want to share with you, kind of demonstrate for you the power of this thing. So, when I'm playing different grooves, for instance, if I'm playing, I just started it on a different place. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. So, you can even take these kind of basic patterns, these paradiddle patterns, you can just displace them, slide it over an eighth note, or in this case, if I'm playing triplets, it would be slide it over to the last note of the eighth note grouping, of the triplet eighth note grouping, and you can start it there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1. Just a paradiddle. I mean, it's incredible. It's all it is, and just so useful, right? Let's try it in like kind of a Bossa Nova. Really, that works so effortlessly because it's 16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, so you can kind of see I'm also displacing it there as well, starting it on the and or the e or the You can start it anywhere you want. Displacing, just sliding the whole pattern over by a 16th note or an 8th note or 3 16th notes, or put it on the last 16th note. So there's a lot of possibilities. Again, I go into a lot of detail in the Brushes Mastery course, kind of how to do all that. But for right now, I just want to kind of show you, like, these are incredible possibilities playing brushes, and it's nothing that complicated. There are also 3 other really important paradiddle patterns that I use that I also teach in the course, and I kind of show how to displace those and how to tripletize them and things like that. But for right now, just know that even if you just focus on one paradiddle, just a basic paradiddle pattern, there's a billion, zillion, kajillion things you can do with it. And so really encourage you to explore that. I'll play a little bit of some funky kind of stuff. All paradiddles are in the fills. Now, the last thing I did there, kind of thing, that's kind of tripletizing it, which I also talk a lot about in detail in the course. But that's a really also cool thing you can do. Right? That kind of cool, kind of rubber bandy, stretchy kind of feeling. Really a great thing to add into your fills, to spice up your playing. There's this, there's so much you can do with taking just one pattern and just changing where you start it. Changing whether you kind of tripletize it or you play it double time or regular time. I mean, there's like all these different possibilities. And so I think often for me, in my teaching, it's about less is more. So it's about what can you do with the kind of something basic, how can you take that and really operationalize it in a musical way around the drums and use it in musical ways to connect your drumming to the other musicians, which those of you who know me in my teaching, that's what I'm all about. It's not just about, oh, you learn this pattern. Well, so what are you going to do? What are you going to use it for? How are you going to connect with the other musicians? And so that's also something I go into a lot of detail about in the course, and as well at jazzdrumschool.com. Future courses are going to have a lot of focus on that, how you connect your jazz drumming to the musicians that you want to play with, because that's where you get the gigs. Let's be honest. It's not about, I can play, I can play my paradiddles really fast. Nobody cares. If you can play your paradiddles fast in the correct context at the right time, then that's great. But if you can't do that, it's not so helpful. So as an exercise, it's great, but we really eventually have to connect our playing to other musicians. That's the goal in jazz drumming. So anyway, so I encourage you to take that, and you can move it around the drums too. You can have fun with that. You can just, anything, any way you want. And try to get that accent on that first note, so you can pull yourself through the rest of them. Anyway, you get the idea. I'm not trying to show off. I don't do that. I just like to show you the possibilities. So try to make some melodies. So the goal here, actually, I'll just say this as a little side note. The goal here is not to just stick with just, you can do that, but the goal here is to get enough of these patterns under kind of your belt where you feel comfortable, where you can actually create your own phrasing. Right? One, so I'm playing kind of double-timey, doing kind of various different paradiddle variations. So, that's really the goal. But for right now, get that thing down. Get real comfortable with it. And I encourage you to do it with sticks, with brushes, because when you do it with brushes, you're going to also be training yourself to play it better with sticks, which is really nice. It doesn't work the opposite way, by the way. So you can't just play it great with sticks and then expect it's going to be great with brushes, because the brushes are a totally different ball game. But the brushes do support you playing sticks. So all the work you do with brushes is going to pay off in spades, and all the stuff you want to do with sticks. So just a side note there. So want to just mention, I've got a lot of things to support your drumming. I've got a blog that I add to regularly that focuses on supporting your drumming, connecting your sound and your drumming to music, the music business of playing drums and jazz drumming, and also how to stay healthy to play drums, because we have a very physically demanding instrument. And I also have some private lessons that you can sign up for. That I use Zoom, and I use all these different camera angles, and you can sign up for those at vonbaronstore.com. Also at vonbaronstore.com, I have a lot of great drumless tracks, meaning tracks that are drum practice tracks, so there's no drums on them, and you get to play along with real great seasoned jazz musicians and really improve your playing. And I've got jazzdrumschool.com, my school, my online drum school, and there I have my brushes mastery course, and I'll have some more courses going up there soon here in 2022, so I hope you'll check that out. All right, so thanks again for watching. I hope it was helpful, and as I always say, keep on drumming. Take care.
drummingforlife.com